Discussed about what topic, guys? The last session we have discussed, we have started about what? ACL. Access control list. So access means like if we enable routing protocols between the branch to branches, all end users they have access to for other branches. Like what access? Like all service can be accessed. If we enable between the routing here, RIP here, RIP here, the routing is been enabled. The all type of traffic can be accessed, right? So 2.2 user can ping to 10.2. 2.2 user can transfer the files to 10.2. Like 2.2 user can log in like any services, like all services can be accessed. So that access only for 2.2 user or entire the network users, like all network users they have access, right? In your LAN have a 200 or 300 or 2000 or very large number, like entire the LAN have access, right? So that access we are going to control it. So that access we are going to control, like how to control it. Why we need to control it? If we are not controlling the what are the access they have, your network is not secure. Your network performance is going to down. So to improve our network performance and to provide the security in the network, so we need to control the network traffic. Yes or no? So even if you take the one general example, like complete our like nationwide and worldwide, we have a lockdown, right? So the police is going to control it. For what purpose? Security, safe and security purpose, right? So whenever, wherever it can be normal or it can be network security, whatever, the main point you need to keep in mind always is by controlling the traffic, we can provide security in our regular life or it can be a network security also. The main point is only one point here. Security means what? Control, control the traffic. So to control the traffic, we need to prepare some list. We have to prepare some rules. So what are the rules we need to prepare? So that we have to decide. Network engineer and your company administrator and company managers, like have the higher authority team, they'll sit in one meeting and they'll decide like how many users and which user, which service have to permit it, which topic have to deny. So which user has to deny, which user have to permit it. Like all those things, they're going to prepare some lists. So at present in our like AP and Telangana state, we have some relaxation, right? How emergency services is being permitted, something like that, right? So similarly, in your network traffic also, what we are doing is 2.2 user so should not communicate. 2.3 user should not communicate. 2.4 user can communicate, but 2.4 you don't have a all services access. We are limiting here. 2.4 is permitted. Permit for what? Permit for specific service only. So like that, we have to prepare some rules, have to prepare some commands that we call list. Access control list. So by enabling access control list, now your traffic is being filtered, your traffic is being controlled. So once your traffic is being controlled, you're filtered, then we can provide network security and we can improve network performance also. So this ACL generally we can use to configure in firewall, but so to implement the rules and implement the policies, router also can be supported in basic level. So we are our topic in our syllabus, CCNA level syllabus, we are going to discuss how router can act like a firewall. So router is a firewall means ACL. ACL is a basic firewall. So what ACL can do? What is the terminology of ACL? So six very important point we have discussed. Like you should know, deny, permit, source address, destination address, inbound, outbound traffic. The 6 parameters. So what is deny and what can be denied by using ACL? ACL can deny by a single host traffic or enter the whole network traffic or maybe any subnet traffic, right? Or maybe any service traffic can be denied. And what is permit? We can allow. What we can allow? Same thing. So where the request is starts, source address. Where the request is ends, destination address. Traffic is coming to the interface, inbound. Traffic is leaving the interface, outbound. There are ACL terminology and ACL types. ACL types are standard ACL and extended ACL. The last session we clearly discussed about differences between standard ACL and extended ACL. So by using standard ACL, either we can deny all services, either we can block what, either we can permit all services. But extended ACL, selected services have been permitted, selected services have been what? Denied. As we have discussed, 2.4 okay can communicate, but only can communicate what? FTP. Like selected services, we can deny and we can block. That is a which ACL guys? Extended ACL. Like how ACL, what exactly ACL will do, guys? Yesterday we discussed about the first starting scenario. What how ACL is functioning? Exactly what ACL will do? How it is going to control the traffic? So when traffic is coming from outside, what router will do? Will examine the traffic, right? They stop the traffic and examine. But here we have a two types of ACLs. One is standard ACL, one more is what? Extended ACL. Like how standard ACL is being identified. So standard ACL is being identified by number based upon 1 to 99. How extended ACL is being identified? Number 100 to 199. So standard ACL and extended ACL is being identified by numbers, but how it is going to examine? How standard ACL is going to examine your traffic? Standard ACL can examine the traffic based on source address only. Only source address. Like here, source IP is someone 2.10 user is trying to communicate with 10.10 computer. Service is a FTP. This is my IP package. So this traffic is coming from source computer of receiving to ACL. In ACL is a standard ACL. What standard ACL will do? It will open the traffic. You know how it's going to examine? So standard ACL can examine, it can consider only source IP address. Source IP address 2.10. Okay, wait. Let me check my rule list. So do you have the rule list in 2.10? Yes, I have a 2.10 rule list. What is the rule? Deny. I'm trying to deny. So standard ACL can filter the traffic based upon what, guys? Only source address. But standard ACL does not consider what is your destination. Your destination is 10.10 or your destination is 10.20 or 10.30, 10.40. Like which device your destination? You're trying to reach here 10.2 or 10.3, 10.4, and the same any other IP address. Not consider. You're coming from 2.2, okay. I'll consider only source address. So even what is the service here? Service is FTP or HTTP or Telnet. I didn't consider. Fact is been generated. I look only the source IP address and check my list. If it's there, I will check the rule. Rule is deny or permit. If it's permit, I'll allow you. If it's deny, I deny you. So like that, source address can deny the traffic based upon what, guys? Standard ACL can deny the traffic based on what? Source address only. Okay. Let me make it some clear picture. This is my office. This is Zoom technology in Hyderabad. This is my office building. It's a floor. Starting, we have This is my front office. Inside we have some departments. These are all my labs and classrooms. Let's say this is my manager room. Okay, this is our department, CCNA department, Microsoft department, ethical hacking department. These are the labs we have. Completely very big room, big hall. All the labs is here. It's my infrastructure. So it's my office building. Like in front office, we have assigned one security guard. Right? So why security guard is required? What security guard will do? If there is no security guard here, everyone will come into my office and can come to lab and the theft of some computers, right? Not safe and secure. Then what I'm doing is I have appointed one security guard. So what security guard do will daily job is what when the students is coming trying to enter into my office, what the student is doing is stop them. So can you please show me their ID card? Okay. The student is showing the ID card. But he is going to examine based on what? This is a very important point here. Why I'm drawing this diagram is the main point now it starts. Like how exactly this traffic network security guard is going to examine the students. So how is going to examine means is based upon what type of ACL is being implemented to security guard. You know, technically we have two ACLs, right? One is what standard ACL and extended ACL. Like what if I implemented 1299 means what standard ACL. So what security guard is doing is show me your ID card. Have ID card is it up to 1 month, like up to 2020 December. Yeah, allow. That's only this is the so this is the method. This is the examination method. Why we have implemented what guys? Standard ACL. We check the ID card is valid. Okay, allow him. But this student, after entering to my office, so where he's trying to reach, he's going to manager room, or he's going to lab, or he's going to CCNA, or he's going to hacking, he's going to MCSE. So security guard is going to consider nothing here. So just will check the ID card is allowing. That is the same thing I'm telling here. If implemented standard ACL, so standard ACL can filter the traffic based upon what? Source address only, where traffic is coming from. So this user is trying to reach 10.2 or 10.3 or 10.4 on what service, nothing will be considered. So just we look into only source address. So, but in case of if implemented a extended ACL, so how extended ACL can identify number range? What is the number range of extended ACL? 100 to 199. So now have implemented extended ACL to my security guard. I'm telling to extended ACL. So what my security guard will do? Wait. Show me your ID card. So how? What is the parameter he's going to consider the ID card means? So this ID card is valid. The first thing is what? Valid up to where? Valid December 2020. Okay. So valid for what? So valid for lab or valid for CCNA or valid for MCSE. So where is your destination? You're trying to go for manager room or is just inquiry only or your lab is permitted or CCNA is permitted. So what is your destination? So this ID card only valid for what? CCNA department. So CCNA department is okay. So CCNA for what? CCNA for class or CCNA lab. So this ID card is only permitted to lab. What security guard will do? You go site and go to lab. don't have permitted to meet to manager to go to classroom or any other departments. So you are only for what? Doing the lab only. So now security guard is going to consider what? So first they are checking the ID card validity and what is checking the department and what is the service is being permitted. Same thing in technically, if implemented extended ACL, so what extended ACL is doing is, you are coming from which IP address? 2.2 source. You're trying to reach to which IP address? 10.2 destination. Like after reaching 10.2, what service you're going to access? You're permitted for FTP or you're permitted for SMTP. What is the service? These all parameters, extended ACL is being implemented. Right? We see now. Extended ACL number range is 100 to 199. And filter a network, subnet, host and service. One-way communication is stopped. Selected services can be blocked or selected services can be allowed. So this is the point just now we have discussed. So how exactly extended ACL is going to working? Filters traffic based on what, guys? Based on source address, destination address and service also. What about standard ACL? The standard ASL can filter the traffic based upon only the source address. The guideline implemented closest to the source. Implemented is what? Closest to right. So my example is here 3.2 user. 3.2 user should not communicate with 10.4. I repeat once again. 3.2 user should not communicate with 10.4. Now you tell me, guys, which is the source and which is the destination. Three dot two is a source and 10.4 is what? Destination, right? Okay, good. This is my source device and 10.4 is a destination. Now my condition is what? 3.2 user should not communicate 10.4 FTP service. Service is what? 3.2 should not communicate with 10.4 FTP service. This is my condition. So this condition on which router we need to configure? In head office router, branch office router, where we need to configure? Where we need to configure this command? Where we need to implement this command? In head office router, branch office to router. Where, guys? Head office router. Head office router. Okay. Right. Let me explain here this scenario clearly. Yeah, good, good. Okay, now I have implemented on head office router. Head office router pass Ethernet 0/0, FE 0/0 have configured ACL. Now we have here we have what? Security guard. Right? Where in head office router, fast Ethernet port, we have security guard. Now after some time, now 3.2 user is trying to communicate with 10.4. So traffic is being started from 3.2, will come to fast Ethernet, to serial, serial to serial, again fast Ethernet. Now for fast Ethernet do, so have ACL has been implemented, stop the traffic, I'm going to examine based upon my rule list, okay, source is 3.2 and destination is 10.4, service is FTP, denied. Traffic is been denied. Right? So now you tell me, guys, 3.2 can communicate to 10.4? No, not possible, right? But the thing is, the traffic is coming from 3.2 traffic is being generated. The traffic is coming to branch office to fast Ethernet, fast Ethernet to serial, serial to serial, again fast Ethernet. So anyhow, he not able to communicate, right? 3.2 is not able to communicate, but why traffic is coming from 3.2 to head office? Your bandwidth is wastage. Network bandwidth is wastage, right? So instead of implementing of the head office ACL, if you implement the branch office to itself, we can save the bandwidth also. So in branch office to itself, I'm telling is that. So I'm implementing ACL here. Here only if I implement ACL, so 3.2 user is coming to fast Ethernet, ACL is going to drop the ACL is telling that the guideline is a implemented closest to the source. Now 3.2 is a source now implemented closest to the source. Means branch office to fast Ethernet when implemented. Right? Clear now? So I have copied, have write the rule. Rule number 1 is this one. This one, right? Yeah. Implemented closest to the source. Filter traffic based on the source address, destination address, and service. Selected services can be blocked or selected services can be allowed. Okay. So rule number 1 is a 3.2 user. I repeat once again. 3.2 user should not communicate with 10.4 FTP. Okay, guys. How to write the command here? Access list number 100 to 199. Example 110. Access list 110. Deny. So what we need to deny, guys, here? What we need to deny? FTP. So FTP will comes under which protocol? FTP is a service. Protocol is what? FTP is a TCP protocol or UDP protocol? So first I had to router. So access is denied. Protocol is what? TCP. Protocol is TCP. Now source address. What is source address? 192.168.3.2 user. Wildcard mask is what here for source IP address? A single host wildcard mask is 0.0.0. Now what's the destination IP address? 10.0.0.4. Destination IP address wildcard mask is what? Same 0.0.0. Space. Operating equal to. So now I can tell equal to which port number you want to deny. In TCP, we have so many services: HTTP, FTP, SMTP, HTTPS is all the services, right? So access list 110 deny TCP, so and so source user, so and so destination user. Now deny equal to port number 21. Okay. Now scenario rule number 2. So rule number 2 is a 3.3 user. I repeat, 3.3 user should not ping to 10.4 again. Destination is same. 3.2 user should not ping to 10.4. 10.4 computer should not ping. Access list content deny. Now is the protocol. Rule is what? 3.3 user should not ping to 10.4. Protocol is what, guys? Very good, Ram. So protocol is ICMP. Ping protocol is what? ICMP. Which user? 192.168.3.3. Wildcard mask. Destination 10.4. Wildcard mask. Now what is the service? What's the port number? So actually, for ping, we don't have the service and we don't have the port number. So to stop the ping service, we need to stop echo system. Echoes. Ping is nothing but what? Echo. You are stopping the reply. We are stopping what? Reply. So how exactly ping is working? If you give a ping command, reply from, right? So on IP will come. So that reply, that echo, you're going to stop that. The reply isn't stopped. This is not pinging. Like you can implement the extended ACL. You have defined the protocol, source IP, destination IP, and service also. Okay, deny rules are being finished. So now permit statement. Access list 110 permit IP any space any 2 times. Any. Why 2 times? So now we are going to permit for what? So permit now any source IP address, permit any destination IP address. So just deny the top two rules. Remaining all are permitted. It can be any source, it can be not any destination. Is only creation of ACL. ACL creation is created. Closest to source or closest to destination, which is the best? Closest to source. We implement it here. IP access traffic is inbound. So now you tell me, guys, 3.2 user. Repeat. Now 3.2 user can communicate to 10.4. Yes or no? Let me repeat my question once again. My question is 3.2 user can communicate to 10.4, guys? Yes or no? So 3.2 user, yes, they can communicate to 10.4. Right? 3.2 user cannot access only which service, guys? Port number 21 only. So we clearly define here so on TF so 3.2 user so destination address is being denied by equal to port number 21. So means port number 21 only traffic is being filtered. Only port number 21 traffic is being filtered, right? Denied. So when 3.2 user is trying to access some other services are being permitted. Okay. Yeah, okay. Let me check my side. Is it clear now, Ram? My voice is clear? Right. Okay. If anything went wrong, you can ping me once, text me once. I'll check my side, and at the same time from your side also you can check. Okay. Can copy. I'll see configuration of ACL, extended ACL configuration. Is a creation. So just now we have shown you, right? Access list ACL number 110. Deny protocol TCP or UDP, whatever. Source IP, destination wildcard mask, destination IP, wildcard mask, operator equal to on your service. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0, IP access group 110, ACL number, and traffic is inbound. Like this. Okay, you can copy. Right. Even your routers can support it. One more type of ACL. We have discussed about ACL was based upon IP, TCP, and UDP, and ICMP. This protocol can be filtered, right? So this protocol traffic can be filtered how based upon what? Source address and destination address. So once if I define the command like this, on user, T.2 user, traffic is denied and destination is this. The 3.2 user cannot communicate to 10.4 for what service port number 21 FTP. But my requirement is a so 3.2 user should not communicate 10.4 by morning like 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock or morning 9 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock only. Like after that he can be communicate for FTP also. So we can implement the ACLs based upon the time based. So so and is all the employees should not communicate to so and user for your weekdays. The weekends they can communicate. Like Monday to like Saturday, Monday to Friday, like weekdays. You can restrict this some few days in the traffic is being controlled. But if you don't define the time-based ACL, like what happened, like 24/7, they cannot communicate with the service, right? So you want some, use some exceptions like exemptions, then you can implement what? Time-based ACLs. So sometimes it might be useful for what? Block certain traffic on specific days. For specific days, if you block the traffic, it can become useful, right? Example like during business hours, like you want to block all the Facebook traffic from Monday to Friday between these timings. So between these timings, 9 to some timings, they're doing the office work. After that, you can permit it. They can utilize the Facebook also. Like that also you can implement. It's a concept. Time range and your name you can use periodic weekdays. We define the weekdays, not like what are the weekdays we have time to time from today, like morning 9 to an example. So time range, my hours, periodic weekdays, 9 to 18 is the time. One, the night is even port number 8. The source IP and implementation is awesome. Okay, guys, can copy it now. These are about ACL. Now let me go with one more new scenario. Which is internet related topic. Try to Hello, can you hear me, all of you? Right. So first see the scenario on connectivity. Router name is R1. R1 router LAN port. LAN port is type is fast Ethernet 0 slash. And R1 serial port. Serial 0 slash 0 is connected to ISP. Okay. Now R1 fast Ethernet is connected to switch and switch to end user device. End user 1, end user 2. We take this 3 computers example. Now I have assigned IP address to fast Ethernet port. IP address is 10.0.0.0.1. I have. And fast Ethernet 0 slash 0 is a active. Okay, guys, listen carefully. It's very important topic now. Actually, router is maintain table called what? IP table, or we can call it a routing table. So let me draw a routing table here. R1 routing table. So by default, R1 routing table is a empty. So just now we have assigned IP address to fast Ethernet, and fast Ethernet port is being active. Now 10 dot network information will be updated in your routing table, right? So 10.0.0.0 is being connected, indicates connected to which interface? FE0 slash 0. This information has been updated. Now, if I'm paying some amount for service provider is being provided one IP address. For example, the serial interface IP address is a like 82.1.8.9, some IP address. Even my serial 0 slash 0 is also up, active. Now 82 dot network. 82 dot 0.0.0 is directly connected to serial 0 slash 0. Two networks are directly connected. One for LAN, one for fast Ethernet, one more is what? Serial. Now ISP is connected to internet. Now internet, we have a number of servers are being connected, like all public servers. One of the example is Google server, Facebook.com, Yahoo server. The example. Now our basic rule is what, guys? Basic condition: R1 router fast Ethernet IP address and end user IP addresses should be in same network or different network. Same network. So for first user has started to assign IP addresses 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.3, 10.0.0.4, something like that. Now everything is connectivity, configuration, setup, everything is going good here. Now actual scenario is being started. So first computer is trying to communicate with a third computer. Source IP is 10.2, destination IP is 10.4. Now both are in same network. If the both are in same network address, now your data traffic will come to routers? No. Okay, travel come to switch and switch to destination device when the broadcasting something like. But my question is, now user one, first user. So first user is trying to open a Google page. He opened the web browser. He's typing www.google.com. Now you tell me, guys, what is the source IP address? Source IP address is a 10.0.0.2. So what will be the destination IP address? What is the destination IP address here? That is my question. Can anyone can answer it? Web page is my browser only. Web page is browser, right? So my question is, what is a destination IP address? The destination is Google server. Okay, fine. This is okay, clear. But my question is what? My question is not a destination. My question is a destination IP address. So what is the destination IP address? 10.0.0.1 is my gateway. So 10.0.0.1 is not in my destination. My destination is a Google, right? 10.0.0.1 is a router IP address. What is the destination IP address means? Destination IP address is the destination IP address, guys? Unknown. We don't know destination IP address. So even Google IP address we don't know, right? Facebook IP address we don't know. Yahoo IP address we don't know. Like in internet we have a like lakhs of servers, lakhs of websites is there. We don't know any IP address of the server. Exactly, multiple servers, many servers is there. Even WebEx, we are accessing through WebEx. Do you know WebEx IP address? We don't know. We just typing is what name. We know IP. We don't know IP address, right? This is the first important point. Very everyone keep in mind. Internet is what type of network is what? What type of destination is a? Internet is a unknown destination, right? Okay. So is the first point. Now point number two is a. Let's say example. If you know IP address of the Google, you know. Let's consider if you know. Actually, we don't know. It's unknown. But if you know, let's consider if you know IP address of the Google. Google IP address is 18.2.9.9 is a Google IP. So now you tell me, guys, what is the destination IP address? Now destination IP address is a 18.2.9.9 is the destination IP address. Now if you see the source IP and destination IP, both are in same or different network. Both are in a different network. Now your IP packet is being forwarded to your gateway, right? The router is being received. So now all of you tell me what router will do now. So nearly 1 week we have discussed about the router. What router will do after receiving the traffic? What router will do? Come on, directly forward it. Yeah, packet switching from okay, but based upon what packet switching and packet forwarding? Yeah, sir. No problem. Welcome. Right. Can you hear me, guys? Okay. All right. Let me continue session. So, what was the scenario we had? Is we are going to discussing here now. So, router, LAN interface, and WAN interface, service provider, internet, some destination is unknown. Now, a destination is a source IP is a 10.2, destination IP is a Google IP, which is 18.2.9. Like after receiving the packet to router, what router will do? So before packet switching and packet forwarding, yeah, router will do packet switching, packet forwarding, but how packet switching and packet forward means router always will depends on based upon what? Routing table. So router will check the destination IP address is do you have the information in the routing table or not. It's a very important point you need to keep in mind always. If destination IP address is already updated in your routing table, so then only packet switching and packet forwarding. If destination IP address is not in the routing table, what router will do? Broadcast, unicast. What router will do? No, no, router will not do the broadcast. So switch will do that, right? So what exactly router will do if destination IP is not in the routing table? Come on, drop the packet. Very good, packet. So simply, what router will do? Drop the packet. So we'll check the routing table. If you don't have a destination IP address, drop the traffic. So when router will package in packet forwarding, if destination IP address is been updated, then only, right? But now 18.2.9.9, do you have the update in your routing table? No. What router will do? Drop in the traffic. So it means user can reach the Google server? Not possible. Then what I'm doing is let me update 18.IP information 18.2.9.9 in my routing table is been updated. Like after updating routing table, now router forward the traffic to Google server. Now my all LAN users can reach which internet server? Like all LAN users can reach only Google server, right? So the same user after some time is trying to open facebook.com. The source is a 10.2, destination is what? Now you tell me what is the destination IP address? Destination is unknown, right? So we don't know Facebook IP address. That's the first point. Second point is, let's say example, if you know the Facebook IP address, Facebook IP is 19.1.8.9. So what's the destination IP address now? 19.1.18.9. So packet is being generated from source computer, will come to gateway, will come to router. What router will do now? We'll check the routing table entry. So do you have the 19.1.8. information in the routing table? No information. Then what router will do? Drop the traffic. Then what we need to do to forward the traffic? Update the 19.network. Let me update it. 19.1.8.9. Like after updating the 19.1.8.9, now LAN users can able to reach which web servers can reach now. All LAN users can reach Facebook as well as what? Google, right? Okay. Now one more employee is trying to communicate with a Yahoo server. Destination is unknown. If you know IP address, again we need to update. Like you tell me guys, in internet, total how many servers, how many websites are available? Many websites, thousands of lakhs of. So do you mean by like all the websites IP address information initially we don't know? Even if you know the IP address, like all the thousands of IP address, we need to enter in your routing table. Is it possible? You tell me, guys. So just what we'll do, we'll connect your mobile data to your Wi-Fi router, or you just switch on the mobile data. So after connecting your mobile to internet, how many websites you can able to access? A number of websites you can access, right? So it means your home router is maintain all the destination IP addresses information. No. Then how we are getting access? This is a very important logic. So generally at your home we have very basic model router only, right? Your mobile or your laptop is connected to your Wi-Fi router. But from your mobile or laptop, we can access number of websites. Like how is possible? Router will do what? Always will check the routing table. If destination is present, will forward it. If there is no destination, drop the traffic. How exactly we are getting internet access? Some hidden protocol. Okay, okay. I'll come to that protocol. What was the hidden protocol? 4.3 billion IP addresses. Well, how many IP addresses in IPv4? 4.3 billion IP. So for all 4.3 billion IP addresses are being identified by one ID called what? Global ID. Is that 0.0.0.0.0. So 0.0.0 indicates what? Global ID. So this ID indicates how many IP addresses? So this ID indicates how many IP addresses, guys? 4.3 billion IP addresses, right? What I'm doing is, instead of updating each and every network information in my routing table, so even I don't know about the IP address, Yahoo IP address, right? So what I'm doing is, I just updated my 0.0.0.0 network ID, global ID. So now it means my router is maintained how many IP address information now? Now tell me, guys, like my router is maintained how many IP addresses information? All 4.3 billion. Perfect. So Google will comes under 000. Facebook will comes under global ID. Yahoo will comes under global ID. Like in internet, how many websites are available? Like all websites will comes under what? 000. My router is telling is that I don't want to drop the traffic now. Why? Because I have all IP address information in my routing table. So just forward it. This routing we called which routing? Default routing. So now you practically understand. So what was the routing method we used to access internet? Default routing. So default routing is generally used for access internet where destination is unknown. Then where we use RIP protocol, then where we use OSP protocol, then where we use static routing. So these protocols for what purpose? Finding the best paths, shortest routes. For your branch office to other branch offices, head office to branch offices, right? Then default routing. So default routing is used to configure for what? Accessing internet where destination is unknown. So that purpose we use what? Default routing. Very shortly I can say your all Wi-Fi routers is being pre-configured with default routing. If you purchase one wireless device for your home, is already pre-configured with the default routing. And what we'll do? Connect a power cable and connect an ISP cable. That's it. And create your Wi-Fi password. Nothing more than that we are doing right now, right? Why? So why? Because your wireless device is been some pre-configured So which is useful, which is for internet access. So one of the routing is a default routing is already pre-configured. But your organizations do use the Wi-Fi routers for your organizations for internet access? For IT companies, do we use the Wi-Fi wireless routers like your home routers we use, right? No. Which routers? Cisco routers are there is no pre-configuration in your enterprises router. So as a network engineer, what we need to do? So we need to configure OSPF for your branch-to-branch communication to find the best path. At the same time, we need to configure default routing, LAN users to reach unknown destination for accessing internet, right? You know what? So now we are configured what? OSPF is configured and default routing is also configured. But once you configure default routing, your default routing will be stored in the least preferable in routing table. The last line will be stored here. In the top, we have configured static routing, or I configured OSPF, or I configured BGP. So all protocols will come under here. Let's say one of the network is being updated. Says 21.0.0.0 is OSPF. Maybe 129.2.0.0 is been updated by BGP. The last routing is static routing. So static routing, default routing. Default routing code is S. Now one of the user is trying to access Facebook.com. Packet is being generated. We'll come to router. What router is doing is, so this Facebook information will check the routing table. OSPF, do you have the Facebook IP address? No, I don't have. Okay, BJP, do you have the Facebook IP address? No, I don't have. Now we go to default routing. Do you have the Facebook IP address? Not only Facebook IP address, I have all 4.3 billion IP addresses. Forward the traffic price. But what router will do? Router directly will not ask the default routing. Directly will not ask for what? Default routing. Router is doing it. Default routing is the least preferable. So first let me go for a dynamic routing protocols. In the dynamic routing protocols, if there is no information, then only we'll go to default routing. So very important point here is what? Default routing is used for what? Access internet where destination is unknown. The last point. It is the least preferred route in the routing table. It is generally configured for access internet where destination is unknown. The default route is identified by all zeros in both network and subnet mask function. Network ID 00, subnet mask also what? 00. Okay. The configuration. I think this router is already configured with the static routing. So I think yeah, starting routing is already configured. Let me configure default routing. So I think 000 space 000 area. Only single command. So I think last line is a static routing. Now you try to concentrate here. If there is no default routing in branch office one router, here no default routing. Right? Now branch office one users can reach which network, guys? So branch office one users can reach 10 dot network, 6 dot network, 7 dot network, 192.168 2 dot network, and 3 dot network only. If any other networks they cannot reach. But now once I configure default routing, now you tell me the branch office one routers users can reach which network? Any network they can be reached. All networks, right? Exactly. Like this. The configuration. So what is the first main important point? Users to reach internet, what configuration is must in your routing table? Default routing is right? So maybe in your organizations, in the real time also, if your router is not reaching internet traffic, you try to check in your router, default routing is being configured. So as a network engineer, we have to make sure your all internet routers should be configured with default routing. Then only user traffic can reach it. The thing is not only default routing, so we require some more configuration. We'll go with forward it now. Default routing is okay. Traffic is going via serial zero. Now next scenario is here. Two or more devices are being interconnected. So this is the network. So which type of network is this? Here local network, local area network. Within the organization, within the office. Now internet is a so public network, right? Internet is what? It's a public network. In IP addresses, we have two types of IP addresses, which is a public IP address and private IP address. So where we use private IP address and where we use public IP addresses? So within the LAN, we use private IP address. For access internet, which is the public network, we use what? Public IP. So that is the reason already I have used R1 fast Ethernet port is a LAN port. Have assigned IP address is 10.0.0.1, which is class A private IP address. And even LAN users also I'm using 10.2, 10.3, 10.4 is a private IP. Now my serial port, which is connected to ISP for WAN port 82.1.8.9, I'm using is what? Public IP. Now default routing is been configured. Now my route is ready for forward the traffic to any destination. If destination is unknown also, my route is ready. Now the point is, within the LAN is a private network, right? Internet is a public network. Now 10.2 user is trying to communicate with a one of the server is in internet, Facebook server, fb.com. So what is the source and what is the destination, guys? Now source is a private IP address. Destination is public IP address, right? Yeah, even same thing, but technically I'm telling is what source is private IP, destination is public IP. So this IP packet is being generated will come to router. So what router is telling is that okay, user is trying to reach public IP, public network by using private IP address. No, I don't want to allow you. Even if you concentrate here, it's exactly this is the reason here. This is the problem here, right? Problem is what? So 10.2 user is trying to reach internet. Means source is private IP, destination is public IP. What route is telling is that so you can't reach public network by using private IP address. Then which IP have to use in the LAN to reach public network? Which IP address? How to use what? Public IP address, right? Okay. Let me use public IP in my first computer, in my LAN. So public IP address example, it is a 90.0.0.2. This is public IP. Now this user is trying to access a Facebook server, not a source IP. What is the destination IP? Now source IP is a public IP address. Destination IP is also what? Public IP address. Packet is being generated. Will come to router. Now what router will tell? Now I can allow you. Why? Because your source IP, destination IP, both are what? Public IP address. Now only user can reach internet. Now user is reaching internet. Facebook server. It's good. Same time, now, first computer, we have assigned IP address is 90.0.0.2 means public IP address means. So, first computer now it is a public network or private network. The first computer is a public computer, private computer, guys. The public computer, if it's a public computer means, so who will access the public device? Everyone can access. All internet users, even you are connected to internet, right? You also can come into this. So I am connected here, right? I'm also can hit this, right? All attackers, hackers, traffic will come to your LAN. So network is not secure. So to provide security, we need to use which IP in the LAN? Private IP address. So if I use the private IP address, my LAN is secure, my network is secure, okay. But can I reach internet? To reach internet, I want to use a public IP. If I use a public IP, I can reach internet. At the same time is what problem? Security problem. How? How we are getting internet? Uh, Mustafa, can you hear me? Right. What is your mother tongue? The language is what? Not timing. Language. What is your language? Are you from where? What is your mother tongue? Somali. Okay. Like I'm from Hyderabad. Let's say I know Hindi. So now this user knows only Hindi. This user know only Somali. How both can communicate, guys? How both can communicate? Yes. We required what? Translator. So what translator will do? So translator will translate Hindi to Somali, Somali to what? Hindi, right? Mario, here also we required one translator for what? When traffic is coming from the private network, your traffic should be translated to what? Public network, public IP address. When public traffic is coming to inside, so we required one mechanism to translate private network. But you don't want to change your IP address as a public IP address here. If we change the public IP address, not secure. Even the public IP address we need to purchase from service provider, they are the registered, not purchase, right? The number of IP addresses. Even if purchase also, the register also not secured in the land. So we required one mechanism to translate it. Wait to wait, private traffic to public and public traffic to private, like vice versa. So that translator, we call it is what? NAT. Network address translation. Even if you check your laptops, if you open the device and check your IP config, so I'm using here my computer IP is what 192.168.0.7. Is it private IP or public IP? It's a private IP, but still we are all connected through via internet. I'm getting internet access. How it possible? How it possible means my router is being configured with a NAT configuration. So I can reach Facebook, I can reach a WebEx server, I can reach a YouTube, like I can reach any destination. Like how? Why? How? Why? Because my router is configured default routing. So what is the configuration is must configure in router to access internet. The first one is default routing, and one more is what? NATing is also a must. For what purpose? What NAT will do? So NAT is the process of translating. NAT is going to changing a one IP into another IP, like private to public and public to private. Here all internet routers are being configured with a default routing, and NATing is already pre-configured. But for our IT companies, we are not using a home-based routers. We are using say Cisco enterprise routers. So Cisco routers or any enterprise routers are not pre-configured. As a network engineers, we need to configure there, right? We need to configure default routing. We need to configure NATing. Okay, here. So NAT is the process of changing one IP into another. So NAT is used to save precious public IP addresses. What is the main use of? Usually used for what? Translate private IP address to public IP address and vice versa. NAT can provide security. Clear, guys? So NAT is required to translate that. At the same time, we'll go to types of NAT. So what type of NAT is based? What type of how many types of NATing is there? What are the methods of NATing? Let me discuss clearly. The first type of NAT is a static NAT. Forget about static. So first let me tell me what is the exactly NAT. NAT what NAT will do. What NAT will do, guys? So NAT is a process of changing one IP into another IP. That is a NAT. What do you mean by static? Manually fixed, right? Manually we need to transfer. Static NATing means, for example, in my private network, with the LAN, first computer IP address is what? 10.2. So now network administrator inside the router we need to configure manually whenever 10.0.0.0 user is trying to access. So this private IP address traffic should be translated to which IP have purchased from ISP 82.1.8.9. So this 10.2 user have to reach to internet via which IP address? 82.1.8.9 is been mapping 10.2 80. And the both IPs are fixed. So whenever 10.2 is trying to reach, some traffic come to router. Router we have configured what? NATing. So what NAT will do? So this traffic, this IP traffic is being changed to 82.1.8.9. Okay. The reaching internet and reply will come back. Fine, everything is good. Now what about 10.3 user is trying to reach internet? The traffic is coming from 10.3, so will come to router. Now what router will do? Like how 10.3 user can reach internet? The same IP address. That's the reason I clearly define 10.002 is being mapped to 80.82.1.80.9. These IPs are what, guys? So 82.1.8.9 is being reserved for 10.2 only. Like always 10.2 can reach internet with the 82 dots. IPs are being fixed. What about 10.0.0.3 user, how we can reach internet? You know how? So for 10.3 also, we need to purchase one more public IP address. To purchase what? One more public IP address, right? So have purchased 92.1.8.9 something like that. And 10.3 IP address always can reach internet via 92 dot network, and the both IPs are what? So fixed. So manually we are deciding which IP has to map to which IP. So this is what I'm telling is what? Static IP address. So network administrator is telling is that 10.3 you go always via this IP address. 10.2 you go via always this IP address. So this is what we are telling is what? Static NAT. So static NAT is a 1:1 ratio type. Then what about 10.0.0.4 user? How the 10.4 can reach the internet? How? Need to purchase one more public IP address, right? Another public IP address 93.1.2.9 something. And the both IPs are what? Fake. But my question is, in my organization, if I have 1,000 users, 1,000 users are available in my organization, now you tell me guys, how many IPs address we need to purchase from service provider? Yes, 1,000 IP addresses. Is it possible? So each and every IP address is expensive. You need to purchase, we need to pay. So 1,000 users only my example, but you think about in the real time, like in how what is the IT employees, how many companies are available, what is the organization sizes? Very huge number of. If you visit any one university, how many departments, how many buildings, how many blocks, and what is the usage, how many labs is there, how many classrooms is there, how much equipment is there, right? If you go for any hospital, if you go for an IT company, how many end users are available? Each and every end user to reach internet, we require IP address. You know one, if you are ready to pay for that, if you are ready to purchase the thousands of IP address, service providers are not ready to provide you. If 1000 IP addresses is being provided to only one customer, only for one office means like universal, global wise, how we can survive it? Not at all possible. But static NAT mechanism is that. So now you tell me, guys. So really, do you use the static NAT in the real time? Do you recommend the static NAT in the real time? No, right? Okay. So let me go for one more other method of NATing. That is a dynamic NAT. What is dynamic NAT? Forget about NAT. Sorry. Leave it about static and dynamic. So first you tell me what is NAT. NAT is a process of changing one IP into another IP. What do you mean by dynamic? Automatic. That is only the difference in static and dynamic NAT. So static means manually we need to define 10.2 address you go via 82, 10.3 you go via 93, 10.4 you go via 92. Like this we need to define. But what about dynamic NAT? So in the dynamic NAT also 1:1 ratio, but advantage is only automatic mapping. In static NAT, 10.2 IP address can reach internet always via which IP address here? 82. So this IP is what? Fixed. Always can reach via. But thing in the dynamic NAT is 10.2 sometimes can reach via 82, sometimes can reach via 92, sometimes can reach via 93. Like out of 3 public IP address, 10.2 can use any one IP address can reach. Now 10.3 out of 3, out of remaining 2 can use any one can reach it. 10.4 can take this. So we no need to map it. Automated is going to do that, right? But thing is what? Even the dynamic NAT also, if have a 1,000 users, we require how many public IP addresses? One public IP. Which is the best? Static NAT and dynamic NAT. Which is the best, guys? Static or dynamic? No use of both, right? Even static NAT is no use. In dynamic NAT is also no use. The one and only advantage of dynamic NAT is what? Automatic is going to do that. But the thing is, even the dynamic NAT also, we need to purchase number of items. Mechanism, the real time use. One more type of NAT is also type of NAT is PAT, port, port address translation. In port address translation, 10.2 user, 10.003 user, 10.4, 10.5, like many users can reach internet by using only one public IP. Only one public IP is enough. Now 10.2 user can reach only with the same IP, 10.3, 10.4, 10.5, 10.6, like a many to one mapping. Many users can reach. Many means what? Many users means how many? 10 users, or 20 users, or 30 users, or 300 users. Like how many users can reach internet by using only one public IP address? Yeah. 60,000 users can reach 60,000 private IP address traffic can reach internet by using only one public IP address. Speed can be, it depends upon how much bandwidth you are purchasing is that. IP is only one IP address. Speed is depends upon your plans, network plans. Network speed is different. No IP conflicts. Why IP conflicts? No IP conflicts. So here you're using the port numbers. Here IP is a 0.7. After that, we have some open port numbers 5672, 5634. These are the port numbers. Port numbers are given. Types of NAT. Static NAT, dynamic NAT. So which NATing we use in the real time? Right. Mostly we use PAT and some scenarios still we use static NAT also. Dynamic NAT is a no use. So where we use static NAT, we are hosting the server. We use what? Like in my organization, I have a one server. So this server I want to host internet. Then I required one IP for my server 10.0.0.100. So when hosting to server, we use static NAT. Now when LAN users is trying to access internet, then we use what? Static NAT. One IP address has been mapped to one public IP address. Generally used for what? Hosting public server. Configure for inbound traffic. configured for what type of traffic? Inbound. So yesterday I discussed what is inbound traffic. You remember it? Traffic is coming to the interface. Is inbound. Example is my router to LAN port is my organization server. It's a Zoom server. Zoom organization. Now Zoom router is connected to ISP. ISP is connected to internet. Now you want to pay to Zoom or you want to access any resources in the Zoom server, like the details and the course details and the timings and any PDF or soft copies, any videos, recording videos. So to access the Zoom server, what is the method? What is the process? Where you are connected? You are connected to Zoom office. Your device connected to Zoom office? No. Where you are connected, guys? So you the people you are connected to where? Internet. Okay? This is the device called what? Rakesh device. And this is a Rajesh device. This is a Mahesh device. Like all the user connect to internet. Now Rakesh want to access my Zoom server. From where traffic is being generated now? From Rakesh computer, traffic is being generated to internet, internet to ISP. ISP to router serial port, traffic is coming to router serial interface, right? This is my Zoom organization. The traffic is coming to the interface. Which type of traffic is this? Perfect. Inbound traffic. Now, all public use, number of users are communicating my Zoom server per day, like thousands, 1.2 lakhs users are coming to my Zoom server. Means all the traffic is come to what type of traffic is what? Inbound. Inbound. Now the thing is a within my LAN, within my organization means Zoom employees want to access the internet. So Zoom employees want to access Gmail server. Zoom employees want to access a Facebook server. Now what type of traffic is this? So from the LAN traffic is generated from to LAN port is in. And what about the serial interface? Interface traffic is what? Outbound. So for inbound traffic, we use static NAT. For outbound traffic, we use what? PAT. Means LAN to internet. LAN users to internet, PAT. Server to internet is what? Static NAT. Clear, guys? Right. Now, let me explain one more very important scenario. So try to focus on. Okay. Now, R1 LAN interface. Fast Ethernet is a LAN port or WAN port? Fast Ethernet port is what? LAN or WAN? LAN port. Now, serial port is a LAN port or WAN port? Serial 0/0. Serial port is what? WAN port. Outside is. So, by saying this for fast Ethernet and serial port, now we can easily understand. So, which is a LAN and which is a WAN port. So, do you think in the real time also your ISP cable is connected to serial ports? So, do you think still we use serial ports for your in the real time? No. This is our router fast Ethernet port is FE. fast Ethernet port connected to switch. Port number 1 to LAN to switch. At the same time, from ISP, one more cable is connected to FV0/1. So now tell me, guys, which is a LAN port and which is a WAN port? Which interface connected inside the network and which interface connected outside the network? Fast Ethernet 0/1 is what? WAN. So that we know by seeing the diagram, but how my router will understand? So how my router will understand fast Ethernet 0/1 is connected to ISP. So fast Ethernet 0/0 is connected to switch means we need to define the NAT. So fast Ethernet 0/0 IP NAT inside and fast Ethernet 0/1 IP NAT outside. Like after defining these commands, now only router can understand, okay, fast Ethernet 0/0 is connected to switch. So this is a LAN port. Fast Ethernet 0/1 is a WAN port is connected to outside. So if we don't define the IP NAT outside and inside commands, router will get confused. So where fast F is 0/0 or 0/1, which is a LAN and which is a WAN. Take care about when you're going to configure NATing, you must and should be defined inside command, outside command. So here, so where you have defined the inside and where you have defined the outside. FE0/0 command is what? Inside. For serial interface, outside. But don't think always WAN port is outside, fast Ethernet is inside. So fast Ethernet also can be outside, right? Very important point is where outside, where inside means the cable which is connected to ISP, that is outside. The cable which is connected to switch is what? Inside. Okay. Wait a minute. See the configuration of how to define the inside command and outside command. I'll show you the practical. Here, log into branch 1, configuration mode. Interface FA0/0, IP NAT inside. Interface serial 0/0, IP NAT outside. So now I have defined the inside command, outside command. So on top of this, now later you can go to configure any type of NATing. So which you need to do. Want to configure static NATing? Okay, you can configure it now. Want to go with the dynamic NATing? Okay, you can do it now. For PAT also. So for static NAT and dynamic NAT and PAT, so this is the command for prerequisite. So first you have to define the NAT and interface. So after defining the NAT and interfaces, then you can go for any type of NAT, either static or dynamic or and PAT. But generally, internet to server, I mean server to internet we use static NAT. IP NAT inside source static 10002 user IP address always have to reach internet 82.1.2.9. Again, I have one more IP there 10.3 user has to reach internet via 92.1.2. Again, I have one more IP address 10.4 user have to reach internet by using 93. So this is how we need to configure static NAT. 1:1 ratio. You have the 100 IP addresses, 100 public IP addresses to purchase, and you can configure like this. But we don't use a static NAT in the real time. We use only one scenario, which is one server and access internet. So let me consider 10.0.0.100 is my server IP address, and have purchased one public IP from service provider 200.1.25.1. That's it. Clear? The configuration here. Static NAT configuration. So first define the NATing. Defining NAT on interfaces. IP NAT inside or outside. And you can go to configure static. Okay, guys. It's a fat overloading. Fourth, address translation. Many private IP addresses are mapped to one public IP address, configured for outbound traffic, LAN to internet. All users, I repeat, all users can access internet at the same time. So try to focus on all users can access internet. What do you mean by this? Like all LAN users, how many LAN users? It can be up to 60,000 private users traffic can reach internet by using only one public IP address, right? How they can access? Is also one more important point. User 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, user 6. Like have a many number of users. Router, router 2, ISP, ISP2, internet. So here, user IP address is 10.2, 10.3, 10.4, 5, 6, 7, something. Now all LAN users can access internet. Can access internet means what, guys? Can access internet means I can download the file, I can upload the file, I can send the mail, I can receive the mail, right? So can access internet means what type of services can access internet? All services. Like all services, all users have to access internet, right? So how exactly, how LAN users can access all services? Initially, we need to define the permit statement inside the router to access all services. permit the all services means again, so like here, which configuration will come in the picture here? To permit all services for all users, which configuration we need here? Very good. What? ACL. Which type of ACL? Standard ACL or extended ACL? Standard ACL. Why? Why? Because all services should be permitted. So standard ACL used to configure what for what purpose, guys? Either permit all services, either deny all services. So now we need to permit it. All users means what? All users means network ID have to define. Can access internet means all services. Means which ACL? Standard ACL. You tell me, guys. Your LAN users to reach internet, what type of configuration is mandatory? What type of configuration is the picture? First one is what? Default routing is required. The second one is what? NATing is required. Third one is what? Before configuration of NATing, we have to permit the whole network means ACL will come in the picture. So these all configurations we need to manage it. We need to configure in your Cisco routers. But if it's a home router, it's pre-configured. The home routers are pre-configured with what configuration? Default routing is enabled, NATing is enabled, ACL is been enabled. And what we need to do? Nothing. Purchase the router, open it with the power connection, with the internet connection, create passwords. That's it. If you go for a companies, if you are appointed as network engineer, so what we need to do? We are going to configure inside the router default routing, NATing, which type of NATing is the best for your companies. We need to if you have the server, then go for static NAT. The LAN users, go to configure PAT, and you have to permit to all users and permit them in the standard ACL. We need to configure. So whenever your LAN users, if you're not able to access internet, if you call to service provider is telling is that from our side everything is good, problem is yours. So if problem is for from my side, so what we need to check is all parameters we need to define. All parameters you need to go to check. So we have to make sure that what default routing should be configured, NATing should be enabled, ACL should be configured. You can check it. Okay, guys. This is a bad configuration. Okay. For static NAT, PAT show IP NAT translations is the command verification. Yeah, guys. This for today, and I'm going to end the meeting now. And tomorrow, if we can topics. Okay. Right. Thank you. Thanks for all. Sunil, yes. Yeah, even in the real time also, we need to know about this external. Yesterday, I forgot one thing to tell about ACL. have very drawback of it. You observe that? Disadvantage of ACL. You know what is the disadvantage of ACL? Let me prepare some rules. 2.2 user should not communicate. 2.3 user should not communicate. 3.2 user should not communicate. 3.3 user should not communicate. 192.168.2.2. 192.168.2.3. Traffic is what? 192.168.3.2. Traffic also what? 192.168.3.2. Traffic also what? 3. And permit. This is my rules, right? So why we deny this user's traffic? So why we deny means why we are controlling means to provide the network security and to improve the network performance, right? Based upon what? IP address. These are all the rules we have configured in router. So when traffic is coming from outside, ACL is going to examine the rule list. Yes, we have the rule list. Traffic is being denied, blocking. Okay, but you know what is the problem? The problem is your first computer user. What they're doing is that user will change 2.22 IP address. So when traffic is coming from 2.2, the traffic is being denied. Then now what user is doing here? They'll change IP address as the 2.22. Now this user can permit it or not? Very simple, right? Just the change the IP address, that's it. So you are keeping the router, you prepared very big list of ACL and your thinking is what? My network is safe and secure. But what employee will do? Will just simply change the IP address. They can enter happily in your LAN, they can access it. This is the drawback of this. But just I'm telling is that it don't happen in the real time like this. You know why? Why? Because change IP address in your companies, that employee don't have a permission to change the IP address. We disable the NCP dot like a IP assigning configuration adapters. They don't have a privileges to change the IP address. So whatever the IP address, they have to reach to network. They can't change the IP address. So ACL is implemented. No problem. But one of the vulnerability I'm telling is that there is a chance like that, right? If you're not configured, if that user has a permission to change the IP address, then what user will do? Just add 21. Okay, can enter happy. So ACL is the only basic level of security only. Okay. Any more doubt, guys? Yeah, VPN will use. VPN is very high security. See, this NATing is must. The top of that VPN is also required. Okay, right, guys. Going to end the meeting. We'll meet you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Thanks to all. Thanks to all once again.